Fox News has more than a few skeletons in its newsroom closet. Over the years, these on-air anchors haven't just reported the drama, they were the drama. Fox News personality Jeanine Pirroo made headlines in May 2025 when President Donald Trump selected her to be the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Prior to that, though, the former judge and district attorney spent years on air at Fox News. Scandal has accompanied Pirroo at every step along the way. Back in 2006, Pirroo's campaign for Attorney General of New York cratered when she was captured on tape discussing plans to bug her then-husband's boat so she could spy on him in order to catch him cheating on her.
I didn't do anything here other than vent.
Her Fox News TV show was also rocked by controversy, including her 2019 suspension for questioning the patriotism of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar because of her Muslim faith.
Is her adherence to this Islamic doctrine indicative of her adherence to Sharia law?
She didn't exactly have the confidence of Fox News staffers either, according to Media Matters. In fact, a lawsuit revealed that the producer of her show described her as, quote, a reckless maniac, also calling her nuts, a sucker for conspiracy theories, and she should never be on live television. In 2022, Fox News pulled the plug on Justice with Judge Jeanine. David Hogg was a 17-year-old in a science class when a 2018 mass shooting at Florida's Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School changed the trajectory of his life. He and several other students became vocal activists for stricter gun control legislation, which placed him in the crosshairs of conservative Laura Ingraham. The host of Fox News' The Ingraham Angle tweeted a link to an article about Hogg just over a month after the shooting, writing, David Hogg rejected by 4 colleges to which he applied and whines about it. In response, Hogg issued a tweet of his own, calling on advertisers to boycott her show, and that boycott proved to be devastatingly effective. Numerous companies announced plans to immediately pull advertising from the Ingraham Angle. Damage control was needed, and Ingraham issued an apology, which Hogg felt was less than sincere.
Do you accept her apology?
No. She's only apologizing after a third of her advertisers pulled out.
Tucker Carlson first came to television via CNN before moving to MSNBC and then, in 2009, to Fox News. His opinions consistently generated controversy, including his calls for NFL quarterback Michael Vick to be executed and calling singer Maren Morris names on his show over her support of transgender rights.
A lunatic called Maren Morris, some kind of fake country music singer.
In late 2018, his comments that immigrants to the U.S. made the country, in his words, poorer and dirtier, led to an exodus of advertisers. It was Carlson's continual on-air claims about election fraud sending Joe Biden to the White House that led him to be singled out in a $1.6 billion defamation suit brought against Fox News by Dominion Voting Systems.
We need to find out exactly what happened in this election.
Fox News was then sued by a former producer who claimed the network was trying to make her a scapegoat in the Dominion suit. In April 2023, Fox News announced that ties with Carlson had been officially severed. A statement obtained by People magazine read, Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. During his 2 decades with Fox News, there was no personality more popular than Bill O'Reilly. But it all came crashing down in 2016 when Fox News anchor Andrea Tantaros sued the network, claiming that she experienced sexual harassment from O'Reilly, and that execs not only knew about his behavior, but took vigorous steps to silence complaints. This led to the revelation that other women had made similar complaints about him, with allegations going as far back as 2004, and that Fox News had paid $13 million in 5 different settlements to O'Reilly's accusers. However, ratings for the O'Reilly factor surged in the midst of the scandal, even as advertisers fled. Meanwhile, another report revealed that there had been a 6th settlement in 2016 for a staggering $32 million. Soon after the massive payout, Fox News extended O'Reilly's contract for 4 years at a salary of $25 million. But once O'Reilly's shady double life had been exposed, it was all over for him.
This was a hit job, a political and financial hit job.
In April 2017, Fox News' parent company 21st Century Fox issued a statement declaring that O'Reilly had been shown the door. As for Bill's stance on his own behavior,
I can go to sleep at night very well, knowing that I never mistreated anyone.
Glenn Beck's sharp conservative commentary had already dredged up controversy when he was hired by Fox News in 2008. At his new home, Beck ratcheted that up considerably during an appearance on morning show Fox and Friends, when a discussion of President Barack Obama turned cringeworthy.
This president, I think, has exposed himself as a guy over and over and over again who has a deep-seated hatred for white people.
Even though host Brian Kilmeade pointed out the absurdity of what he just said, Beck doubled down.
I'm saying he has a problem. This guy is, I believe, a racist.
The backlash was so severe that a Fox News executive insisted that Beck was expressing his personal opinion, not that of Fox News. Beck was finally forced to address his comments, although to characterize his remarks as an apology would be a bit of a stretch.
I don't want to retract the, I want to amend that.
He claimed he misunderstood Obama's stance on so-called white culture.
He is a guy who understands the world through liberation theology, which is oppressor and victim.
As time went on, both viewers and advertisers began avoiding the show. Beck eventually parted ways with Fox News in 2011.
First of all, it shouldn't have been said. It was poorly said. It was. I have a big fat mouth sometimes and I say things, and that's just not the way people should behave.
In 2017, Debbie Schlussel alleged that Fox News anchor Sean Hannity pressured her to join him in his hotel room after a book signing, and then stopped booking her when she refused his advances. Hannity, however, issued a statement to deny her claims, which he asserted were completely fabricated. He also characterized her as a serial harasser who'd been lying about him for years. She later backed down, telling Law News that she never felt Hannity's actions toward her constituted sexual harassment, but admitted she still found him to be, in her words, weird and creepy. That wasn't the only time that the shady side of Hannity came to light. Take the controversy that erupted in 2020 when he flat out denied calling the COVID-19 virus a hoax, just 9 days after he called it a hoax on air.
A political weapon, all to bludgeon President Trump yet again.
In fact, Hannity has garnered a reputation for making false statements, to the point that PolitiFact has devoted an entire webpage documenting all the whoppers he's told on air.
Their machines caused thousands of votes in one Michigan county to be switched from Donald Trump to Joe Biden.
Following in the footsteps of several before him, Fox News anchor Eric Bolling found himself facing allegations of sexual misconduct. It all began with a report from HuffPost, in which 3 women who worked at the network claimed that Bolling had sent them texts that featured, in their words, unsolicited photos of male genitalia. While Fox News announced an investigation, Bolling was defiant. His attorney told the outlet, Mr. Bolling recalls no such inappropriate communications, does not believe he sent any such communications, and will vigorously pursue his legal remedies for any false and defamatory accusations that are made. Bolling's insistence of innocence, though, fell on deaf ears when Fox News' investigation allegedly confirmed the allegations. The day after that HuffPost piece was published, Fox News canceled his show. While the word fired wasn't used, a statement issued to the Los Angeles Times certainly led readers to draw that assumption. In one of the most controversial Fox News exits, a network spokesperson declared Fox News Channel is canceling the specialists, and Eric Bolling and Fox have agreed to part ways amicably. In 2017, Fox News Media announced in a press release that the company had entered into a, quote, long-term deal with Kimberly Guilfoyle to remain on the panel of the 5. In the release, she said, I'm excited to remain at Fox News Channel, a place I have called home for many years. That deal did not last nearly as long as the phrase long-term would indicate. The following year, she abruptly exited Fox News under murky circumstances. A Fox News spokesperson confirmed in a terse statement to CNN, Fox News has parted ways with Kimberly Guilfoyle. The real reason Guilfoyle was forced out at Fox News soon became apparent when it was reported that her exit followed some shocking accusations of sexual harassment from her former assistant. In a subsequent expose in The New Yorker, the ex-assistant claimed Guilfoyle subjected her frequently to degrading, abusive, and sexually inappropriate behavior. It was subsequently reported that Fox News paid $4 million to Guilfoyle's accuser to keep the allegations from heading to court. In early 2025, Pete Hegseth became Secretary of Defense in the second Trump administration. Before that, Hegseth had transformed from a military veteran to on-air personality on Fox News. But his journey from conservative host to heading the Pentagon was a rocky one. Shortly after he was announced as a candidate for the job, controversy surrounded him. According to ABC News, reports emerged that he paid hush money to a woman who accused him of sexual assault. Hegseth responded by claiming he'd only paid the woman because he feared she would attempt to blackmail him over what he characterized as a consensual sexual encounter. That excuse appeared dubious after the woman's 22-page police report was made public. In the report, the unidentified woman alleged that she believed something may have been slipped into her drink that made her woozy. While police ultimately didn't press charges, that wasn't the only scandal to engulf Hegseth. There were also reports of excessive drinking, with an NBC News report interviewing numerous past and current Fox News staffers who alleged they found his alcohol intake to be alarming. A former Fox employee told NBC News, he should not be Secretary of Defense. His drinking should be disqualifying.
There were multiple instances of accusations against you about drinking on the job.
In 2020, Fox News Media employees received an email revealing that anchor Ed Henry had been shown the door. According to Politico, previously, a former network employee alleged to the network that she was a victim of Henry's sexual misconduct. An investigation ensued, and Henry was out. The network wasted little time in taking decisive action. The email stated, Ed was suspended the same day and removed from his on-air responsibilities pending investigation. Based on investigative findings, Ed has been terminated. Henry later landed at Newsmax, but his accuser wasn't done accusing. In 2024, after initially suing him, lawyers for former associate producer Jennifer Eckhart filed a new motion, this time claiming that Henry had sexually assaulted another female staffer and that Henry's behavior was no secret to his bosses. Fox News was subsequently dismissed from the case. As of May 2025, the lawsuit is ongoing. If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, help is available. Visit the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network website or contact RAIN's National Helpline at 1-800-656-HOPE. That's 1-800-656-4673.